Hey there, it's Justin Coletti of Sonic Scoop, and today in this week's episode of the Sonic Scoop podcast, I want to hip you to a tip that is super useful. It is one of these secrets in mixing, and particularly in setting balances in the mix, that a lot of people don't get clear about early on. And I want you to get clear on it now, because if you get clear on it, you're going to get mix balances. Arguably the most important part of mixing, you're going to get them right so much quicker and so much earlier on. And this is absolutely huge. It is such a small, but such a game-changing insight into the way that mixing and setting levels and balances actually works, that just clearing this up in your mind can have a ripple effect into every balance decision that you make. This is a trick or a tip or a tactic, or really it's an overall mindset that I usually don't share outside of my full-length Mixing Breakthroughs course. I never have shared it outside that course before, but hey, it's about time. I'm feeling generous today. I want to help you out. I think this is going to be super useful for you. And if you try it, let me know in the comments below whether it worked for you, whether it really helped you get balances even faster, whether it really clarified this part of mixing and level setting for you. Before I get to this tip, a super quick shout out to this week's sponsors, Gear Club. Check out the Gear Club podcast at gear-club.net. That's gear-club.net, one of my favorite podcasts for producer and engineer interviews. We do them here sometimes. They do them there all the time. And they do a great job of it. Check them out, gear-club.net, or type in Gear Club wherever you get your podcasts. Also, a big thanks to Soundtoys. Check them out at soundtoys.com, making some of my favorite mixing effects. You can try out anything they make for free at soundtoys.com. I also have 2 full-length courses, Mixing Breakthroughs and Mastering Demystified, and this idea is pulled from the Mixing Breakthroughs course. If you want more like this, check it out at mixingbreakthroughs.com or masteringdemystified.com, or if you want a free workshop from me, check out sonicscoop.com/mixhabits, where we go into the 5 habits of truly great mixers. Okay, so here it is. Today's strategy, today's mindset is you're never going to get the right fader setting right away. You're never going to put the fader there in the right spot the first time and be done with it. Stop thinking that you're going to. Getting the right balance is really all about honing in on the right balance. It's a little bit like tuning a guitar. Honing in on the right balance means that whenever you move the fader to try to find the right level for a new sound that you're bringing in or trying to establish the right level for, there's this game, there's this wiggle that happens. And it's the same thing that happens when you tune a guitar or tune a piano. If you've never tuned a guitar or tuned a piano, it's something like this. You start hitting the string and you go up, up, up to the note until you think you've reached it, but you're not 100% sure. So you go a little too high, and now you're sure that you're sharp. So now you go back flat again. And now you're sure that you're flat. So now you come right back up a little bit, and now you're in tune. And it's the same way with approaching a fader. You need a reference point. What is too loud? What is too quiet? And the way to discover that is, let's say you've already brought in some instruments and now you're bringing in your bass and you want to find just the right place for your bass. Bring it up so that you know it is too loud. You might not know immediately what the right spot is for it, and that's normal. But you're going to know what too loud is. So you bring it up until it's too loud and make a mental note of how high that fader is when it's too loud. Now you're going to know when it's too quiet. So bring it down to a point where it is too quiet. Again, you might not know where the perfect place for that fader is, but you're going to know when it's too quiet. So set those boundaries for yourself. Bring it up so just to the point where it's, yeah, that's too loud. Okay, we've just gotten into too loud. And then too quiet. And now you know that the right place for your fader is somewhere in between that. And you can kind of go through that process again. Bring it up, maybe around where it was before. Can I push it a little louder? And then bring it down so it's a little bit more quiet, and you're honing in to the right spot. It's the way you tune a guitar or a violin or a piano. Some people don't realize that they're doing it because they've gotten so good at it. And the same is true with setting your levels in the mix. People who are really good at mixing really fast are doing this so fast without even thinking about or realizing they're even doing it. Now, it is possible for you to not do this approach where you can still kind of get it. You're starting to bring things up and you're bringing them up just until the point where, oh, maybe we're there. I think right there. Okay, let's stop now. And maybe you'll get it that way. But you're always going to be a little more uncertain and probably a little slower than if you just bring it up and go for it. You know what? Overshoot a little bit. You know what? Bring it back down. Now bring it right back up. And the key here being that you're setting parameters, boundaries for yourself, a danger line where you know, let's not go any hotter than this, and a danger line where you know, let's not go any quieter than this. And it makes it much easier to find the groove in the middle that's really going to work. It is such a simple idea, but such a big one. And it can really unlock mixing speed and confidence in setting levels for yourself if you take it seriously. This is one of my favorite little tips that has big results from the Mixing Breakthroughs course. And Mixing Breakthroughs is really all about coming up with an overall strategy, a roadmap, a framework, a blueprint that you can apply to every single mix so that you know how to start, what to do in the middle, and how to finally finish and know that you're done. Do you like this one? Did it work for you? Let us know in the comments down below. Or if you're listening to the audio-only version, you can email me at podcast@sonicscoop.com. If this was useful to you and you're watching the YouTube video, remember to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss more tips like this one. This has been Justin Coletti of Sonic Scoop. And if you want more tips like this, check out my free mixing workshop, The 5 Habits of Truly Great Mixers. You can get that at sonicscoop.com/mixhabits, sonicscoop.com/mixhabits. Big thanks to our sponsors for this episode. SoundToys, making some of my favorite plugins in the known universe. Check them out, soundtoys.com. One of my favorite other podcasts that I actually do listen to, Gear Club. Check them out, gear-club.net. Great producer and engineer interviews, wit and wisdom over there, all things studio. Type in gear-club.net or Gear Club wherever you get your podcast. Last but not least, check out that free workshop, sonicscoop.com/mixhabits for the 5 habits of truly great mixers. Thanks again for hanging out with me. This has been Justin Coletti of Sonic Scoop. See you next time.